This is where Adopt a Block all started, in this house right here. Jeff and Chandra Poland and their kids in 2002 decided it wasn't enough just to go to church. They had to get out and start doing something. And so they decided to help their neighbor that lived next door, an elderly woman. So Jeff and Chandra and the kids would go over every Saturday morning and volunteer to mow her lawn, take care of her garden, to clean her house, and did that for a while. And at that point, they got some other kids from the church, some of the youth involved and some of the adults involved, and it kind of grew to the next level. From the house we were just at, some of the youth, some of the adults joined up with Jeff and Chandra, and they began to work this street here in Terrell. This is Lawrence Street. What they did every Saturday morning, they would go knock on the doors, tell people they were there from Adopt a Block. Is there anything that they needed from us? Is there anything that we could do? And the adults and the youth would begin mowing lawns, trimming trees and bushes, picking up trash, cleaning houses. And from that, Jeff, who worked for UPS, found some of the people that he went to. They ended up donating some things that he could hand out, little bottles of shampoo. One of the places he went, they had they supplied shampoo, hair conditioner to hotels. So we started putting things in people's hands. And it grew from these 9 blocks on Lawrence Street to 9 blocks on Warren, and then 9 blocks on Park Street. Well, it evolved from the Lawrence Street over here to Warren and Park, and this is the end of Park Street, where this little snow cone building is. There used to be an old gray house here at the end of the street. Miss Mina lived there. She was in her 90s, and Jeff Poland worked the streets more than anybody else. I helped out every now and then. But one Saturday was Jeff, Troy Cobb, and myself ended up at this house, and Jeff knew everybody and told Troy and I we needed to bang on the door to get Miss Mina's attention because she was hard of hearing. By this time we had a food pantry, sort of. We hit the streets with food and was able to give out food to everybody. So we had a little bit to give Miss Mina, and she invited us inside, took us into the kitchen. We were talking with her. Jeff opened the refrigerator while we're talking to Miss Mina, and there was maybe a bottle of mustard and some pickles, and that's all she had. You opened the freezer, and on top of the refrigerator, there was nothing up there at all. So we went ahead and told Miss Mina we loaded up a refrigerator with what little bit we had, put some stuff in the pantry, and we prayed. We joined hands. Miss Mina was in the circle, and the 3 of us guys joined hands. And after we got through, Jeff asked Miss Mina, says, "Miss Mina, can you cook for yourself? Are you able to use the stove?" She said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, I'm going to bring you back some more food," because we had some meat in the freezer and some other things in the cooler. So he came back later with a bunch of stuff, filled up her freezer, filled up her refrigerator with more food than we had been able to give out to other people. And before he left, she says, "I have something for you." She held out her hand, and he held out his, and she put 4 gold coins in his hand. They were gold-plated quarters. They weren't real gold. It was sort of like a gold-plated thing. And he said, "Miss Mina, we don't take money for food. We don't want anything." And she says, "No, I want you to have this." He says, I'm not much longer. I'm going to be here. I'm going to pass away. I don't have any family left, and there's not going to be anyone here to remember me. I want you and the other guys that were here to each have a gold coin, and to keep it and think of me whenever something comes up. And in the future, that somebody will remember me. So Jeff says, "Well, I'll be glad to do that." And he went to hand her a coin back, and she says, "No, I want you to each have a coin." He says, "Miss Mina, there's only 3 of us here." And she says, "No, there was that 4th man that was here and stood behind you guys the whole time." Well, I didn't see him. I didn't feel him. But I know who he is. And sometimes Jesus is with us when we don't notice. And sometimes he's not there for us that minister to feel his effects, but for those that get ministered to. That's where we want to be again. That's where we're headed. And to get back on that track. Well, here's what's going on today with Adopt a Block. This is one of the days we're handing out food. You can see what's going on. Right now, in today's world, we're able to give groceries to about 1,750 people a month. And a budget of $42,000 a year, that comes to about $3,500 a month that we're spending in order to distribute groceries to people. And what that comes to, at 1.2 million pounds of food was distributed to 2014. That's 100,000 pounds a month. That really comes to about $2 per person for 57 pounds of food. Adopt a Block has come a long way, but we have further to go. And what you're going to hear about coming up are some things that we're going to do tomorrow, meaning the next several months, in order to keep growing and ministering to people. Stop it. This is Wayne Lee. Coming up here in the next several months, one of the things Adopt a Block used to do, and I've talked about already, was we were working the streets and handing out things to people door to door, asking if we could pray for them. We kind of lost that, and we're going to start it up again. Wayne, you're going to start it up again, right?
That's right. We're going to be trying to start it up the third Saturday in this month, and we're hoping that we have a big turnout. We're really wanting to target the children, hopefully to be able to help those some of the families that are having a hard time. We want to be able to reach out to them, but we want to reach out to the whole community and let the people of Terrell know that we care at First Assembly, and God is blessing us, and we want to bless people out in our community.
And Wayne brought up the whole thing about we care, and that's going to be our slogan is we care. I care, and Wayne cares.
That's right.
We all care about our city. We care about the people in the city. We care about the spiritual condition of the city, of the people in the city. We want to be able to do that. Part of what we're going to be doing, I talked to Wayne about it, we're coming up with a new logo that'll be unfolded here pretty soon. And underneath it, instead of just saying Adopt a Block, it's going to say I care. We're looking forward to promoting that out there as well. We're also have a couple of people that joined the team as far as promotions and fundraising, and that's Lee Gilbert. Sorry about that, Lee. Lee Gilbert and Brandy Thomas. They're going to start looking at fundraising things, promotions to get our name out there into the city, to be able to do some other things around here, and that's going to be folded out in the next several months.
There you go.
Starting now and working toward a 5-year plan, there's some things that are going to have to be done that are more extreme than just starting the street ministry and some other things. One of the things that's going to happen, this is where we're handing out food, another location here in this barn, this garage. One day that's going to be gone along with this house over here. All this will be torn down, Lord willing, in the next 5 years. Along with over here, follow me. You can see our lot back here. We've got several trucks on the lot. We actually have 3 trucks, I believe. One of them belongs to the Genesis Center. At some point, we're going to have to get new vehicles. These are worn out. The cost per mile is high because of fuel, because of maintenance. We're going to have to buy 2 new trucks. One of them, Lord willing, will be a tractor trailer. But all this stuff is going to be moved within 5 years. We'll have a building sitting here that people will be able to drive through. In fact, that the trucks will be able to drive through, drop off their loads. We'll be able to keep all of our food in one place, get all the workers out of the weather, get all of our clients out of the weather as well, and be able to store food in one place and keep our cooler here, give us a new identity. The other thing that we're looking to do is start some education classes. We have a beautiful facility in the Family Outreach Center that is open on Saturdays. We want to start some family life skills or life skill classes on Saturday mornings for an hour, hour and a half. Have a number of those over there available for the community so that people can learn how to keep a budget, learn how to parent, learn how to, especially single parents, and some other things that we're looking at doing. And Lord willing, within 5 years, we're going to have a full-time paid staff director that can help keep all this stuff organized, can be accountable to the board as well. And Habakkuk 2, chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, it says, write down the vision and run with it. Write it in bold letters so you can read it while you're running. Write it down. It may be slow in coming, but it will come. So we're making sure we get all this stuff documented so that we can get it written down. This is all in God's hands, and we're looking forward to a great future with Adopt-A-Block and with the church as well. God bless you. Thank you.